How are you keeping?
Yeah, good. Just keeping training away. It's hard. It's a bit harder at home, but I suppose if you can kind of keep a strict routine and try and get through your stuff, it makes it a bit easier and a bit more manageable, I must say.
Yeah, so during lockdown then, I suppose things have changed dramatically for you in terms of your routine and what you're probably able to do in the gym and all that kind of stuff. So what's the difference between pre-lockdown and post-lockdown for you in terms of your daily fitness and everything?
I suppose we would always kind of have an S&C or a physio doing our work with us in the gym. So they've kind of sent on emails and videos for us to do all our work at home. So they've given us the gym equipment and I suppose kind of put it all on us to do it ourselves. And speaking for myself, I know I've been doing the work, something to do. It kind of fills up your day as well. So I'm enjoying it, to be honest.
So your discipline is pretty good.
Yeah, I would be. I know what I need to do, and especially being injured, it's pretty vital that I get the work done.
So tell us about your injury and I suppose what the impact that has had on your outlook in general and your physiology and how you're feeling about everything.
So I suppose I hurt my ankle back in, when was it, July, and had to get a few operations on it and had to get another one there in January. So it's kind of been a long slog and it's been pretty annoying. So I kind of, mentally I'm quite good because it feels way better now. So it's kind of light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. But I suppose a huge part of it is doing the rehab, and then another huge part of it is getting the right nutrients in when you're injured, because you can't run, but yet you're still required to stay in really good shape. So it's finding that balance really between not eating too much and not eating too little, because you want to still keep muscle on without getting fat. So I suppose it's trying to find that medium.
And in terms of your approach to your diet, I suppose with the resources that you have as a professional athlete with you, you have plenty of people telling you what to eat and not eat, and maybe even making the food for you. So how kind of self-sufficient in the kitchen would you have been if you had to do it yourself?
I suppose now being in isolation, we're kind of having to provide all the food ourselves and make it at home or whatever. But before isolation, when we're in Munster and all that, most of the food would be provided for yourself, provided by chefs and stuff. So it's, I suppose being at home, it kind of changes it. But then when you're injured and even when you're in Munster, you have your own kind of schedule. So you might miss out on food here and there. So I found it quite difficult to get in the nutrients that I needed in between sessions. So being able to do it at home is helping me out a lot with that.
Okay. And when you came to us first, when you came to Gourmet Fuel, you approached us first, what was the kind of, in your mind, your mindset, what was the kind of impetus behind that?
I know how important getting the right food in is at the right times, and I was struggling to get food in due to a lack of time and kind of preparation as well, I suppose. So I came to you guys looking for that kind of help I needed to get the right nutrients in with limited time, or if I was in a rush. So it's being able to get the right food that I need in short periods is really helping. And I suppose that's how you guys are helping me out.
Yeah, because I remember when we spoke first, I think it's about 7 weeks ago now or something like that.
I think so, just before it all kicked off.
Yeah, literally just before the madness of lockdown happened. When we were speaking first about your nutritional needs, it was kind of supporting what you were doing in Munster, but also all the while supporting what your recovery from your injuries as well. So we've kind of focused on the protein and a lot of good fruits and vegetables going in there as well. So how have you found the meals themselves and kind of the support that you've had from Gourmet Fuel?
Yeah, I found the meals really good. I have obviously, like you said, been injured, and then with a high level of training, we need loads of protein. So being able to get a hit of protein through proper food is a huge boost. And then along with protein, you need like your fruit and veg, and you need your carbs as well to kind of give you that extra boost you need for the next session. So I think the meals definitely have a great combination of them all. And for me, a huge thing as well is you kind of get sick of eating the same thing the whole time. So having a bit of variety in the meals is so good, and it's actually enjoyable eating rather than just eating. Sometimes if you're in a rush, I used to have to cook like just a chicken breast by itself with a bit of rice or something like that, and that's just not fun to eat. So I'm really enjoying having a bit of variety in my food at the moment.
Food should be fun, shouldn't it? It is. It is. I mean, obviously for an athlete, it's fuel and critically important, but you have to enjoy it as well. You have to actually want to do it.
Exactly. You don't want to just be force feeding yourself.
So in terms of your food, what's your favorite thing to eat in general?
My favorite cuisine probably would be the Mexican or Japanese. So I love sushi, and I love kind of Mexican, like fajitas and burrito bowls and stuff like that would probably be my two favorite things.
Now I know what your least favorite thing is, but you tell us what your least favorite thing is.
I don't like mushrooms at all.
I know that. It's like anything but mushrooms.
Yeah, anything but mushrooms I'm pretty cool with, but if it's got mushrooms in it, it's a big turn off.
Yeah. And, it's very common actually. It's one of the most common things that we get, like no mushrooms, along with fish. No fish, no mushrooms.
Yeah.
Is it the texture or what is it?
I don't know. I think I don't mind mushroom soup, so maybe it is just the texture. But no, I don't know what it is. I've just tried it once or twice and I've not gone back for it. I just don't enjoy it.
So in terms of your journey as a professional rugby player, tell us a little bit about that, and tell us if you had any advice for young aspiring players out there.
So I started off in FI in Kildare, and then I would have gone through the Leinster underage system and Irish underage system, went into the Leinster Academy and started playing for Leinster through there. And then in 2018, I moved down to Munster, and I've been playing with Ireland since 2016. So that's pretty much my story. For young guys coming through, the biggest bit of advice I could give them would just be to train as hard as you can, as often as you can, and then obviously recover from that. But I really enjoyed kicking, I really enjoyed passing, I really enjoyed kind of just playing rugby with my mates. So that was a huge thing for me. I got so much enjoyment out of it, so I kind of just I didn't see it as work, I didn't see it as training, to be honest. So I suppose if you can enjoy what you do and work hard at it, then you should be able to get wherever you want to go.
Yeah. Before a match, have you any, maybe not just right before a match, or rituals, or even the night before, what kind of foods would you tend to eat? Would you have a kind of that's my go-to dinner the night before a big game?
It's pretty important to carb load. So I'd normally go for a spaghetti bolognese or something the night before, and then in the morning have an omelette or something, just to carb up as much as I can. I don't like eating too much within 4 or 5 hours of a game, because then otherwise you feel a bit sicky sometimes. So I try and get it in over 24 hours more so than just right before a game.
And what about your recovery then, after a match or after training even, what would you kind of go for?
A big one, well, like you guys know, it'd probably have to get a lot of protein in to help your muscles kind of recover. So what would I really like making tacos, which is always an enjoyable food. Burrito bowls, very good. Eggs always good. The morning after a game you feel horrific, so making eggs is always good. So yeah, it's kind of, I try to vary it up a bit, but as long as it's got a good hit of protein in it and a bit of veg, it's normally going to do you quite well.
And in terms of, as we were saying, you've been on the Gourmet Fuel meal plans for the last, say, 7 weeks. So have you got some firm favourite dishes there?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the spaghetti bolognese, and the chocolate fudge little fingers are incredible as well. Lucky you only get one of them a week. I like all the burrito bowls are very good. I like the seafood paella, very nice. And the burgers with the the sweet potato are very good as well. Off the top of my head, those are the ones that I normally go for most.
Yeah, I remember you really like the seafood paella. I think the first week you got it, you were like, oh my God.
Big fan of seafood, to be honest.
Yeah, if you like seafood, it's a really good one. I think it's got everything that you want, and you get the 600 and the 900 of each of the dinners. So in terms of portion size and everything like that, like obviously you need a lot of calories every day, so that's why we did that. But in terms of portion size, how do you find them?
I find them really helpful because I find it quite hard to maintain and put on muscle. So a big thing for me is getting enough calories in. So having the 900 and then having the 600 calorie options, it's pretty important for me because I know on a big training day, I'll probably go for the 900 calorie. Whereas if it was a recovery day, I might just go for the 600. So being able to choose between the two is pretty helpful for me.
Oh, great. And is there any difference to your approach when you're training versus resting in terms of your food, or do you kind of keep it similar the whole way through?
I wouldn't change it up a huge amount, but I know if I had a huge day of training or I had something big on a certain day, I'd know the night before and maybe that morning to try and get as much as I can in to help me get through it. But then on rest days, I wouldn't be too cautious about what I eat. I just know that I need to get a certain amount of protein to help me recover from the day before. But I'm lucky enough, I'm not like some of the bigger fellas who I play with who put on weight quite easily, so I can be quite lenient in what I eat.
And have you seen any changes in how you're feeling, or anything over the last number of weeks being supported nutritionally with Gourmet Fuel meals?
I definitely feel like I have a lot more energy, and I feel like after a tough gym session or whatever it might be, and I get in the right nutrients through the meals, then I normally can recover quite quick. Like the next day I feel okay, and like we're always encouraged to take like a rest day after, but like I feel I could almost go again. So it's hugely beneficial for me because being injured, I can try and get as much work as I possibly can do. So if I feel good and up for it, that's going to benefit me hugely.
And so you're kind of feeling close to getting back to full fitness then. So what's the timeline for you in the next number of months, Joey, do you think?
Well, I'm probably going to be somewhere maybe July or August or September. We don't fully know yet, as they haven't really seen me or they haven't really seen me progress. But I'm hoping it's going to be around that scale. And by the way things are looking, it doesn't look like there's going to be too much rugby between now and then as well. So I might be back for the next game.
You could just come out of nowhere and you're like, boom.
Exactly. I might just hide under the covers.
Surprise them all.
Yeah.
So when, please God, lockdown gets lifted or, eased, what's number one on Joey's list of things to do? What do you really miss that you can't do now that you can't wait to do again?
I miss going for coffee.
Yeah, me too.
I really miss going for coffee and just having to sit outside and having a chat and stuff. And even just seeing people again, it feels weird not seeing anyone. But then I'm also looking forward to getting back to maybe try and play a bit of golf. And I suppose just seeing family, friends a bit more. Just feels weird being locked up this long. Yeah.
So is golf your other sport that you like?
Yeah, I really enjoy it, and it's not too strenuous as well, so you can kind of get around it too, and when you've got downtime.
Yeah. Who's your favorite athlete that you admire the most?
Daniel Carter.
Okay, why?
He plays in the same position as me, and I would have grown up always kind of looking up to him, and I like the way he plays the game, so he's a pretty cool guy as well. Okay,
and what's your favorite exercise to do? What will you do? No problem.
Probably chin-ups. I don't mind chin-ups.
Oh. What's your least favorite exercise to do?
Probably the watt bike. I hate the watt bike. It's gross.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay. So a nightmare workout would be like watt bike and, every minute on the minute or something like that, would it?
Yeah, I did one yesterday where it was 30 seconds on as hard as you can, cycle then for a minute and then do that 5 times, and that's 1 set, and do that 5 sets. So it was fairly grim, I must say.
But you got through it. You just got to do it. And is that like you just kind of get out of your own way and you just focus on what you have to do and get it done?
Exactly. It's a good feeling when you finally have it done. It might not be nice doing it, but it's worth it when you finish it.
Yeah. Joey, listen, thank you so much for your time. You've just been great. It's been great. I know that a lot of people look up to you and love rugby as a sport. So it's great to have you on board and hearing how nutrition has been such a big part of your recovery and your wellness and your performance on the pitch as well. So thank you.
Yeah, it was great to chat to you, and thanks for having me on.
Yeah, great.